There are 4 levers that you can pull to make money in business.
For sure.
Instead of me working 10 hours on that project, I worked an hour or 2 because it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to take down on my time tremendously, which then allows me to get up and go. Like even while we're sitting here recording this podcast, there's photos getting edited right now, but I'm doing this.
That's so powerful, dog.
It sure is. Life is not about just making money.
That's right.
Life is for the living.
That is.
The more time you spend on your business, the less time you are actually living. So you build those systems that allow you to also live.
I get the money and it's right on cue. Keep the duffel bag up inside my coupe. Hold a couple racks, tell them I love you. You wanna be a boss, do it like I do. Yeah. Get that money, I'ma flex. I get that money, I'ma flex. I get that money, I'ma flex. You now rockin' with the best.
What up? Welcome to the podcast, the AyeYooNowWeTalkin podcast. I'm your host, Calvin Maurice, with my brother,
Lucas Frink. Y'all, what's good with y'all? Man, look, if y'all believe in us, like we believe in you, man, go ahead and like, follow, subscribe, join the family, join the comrade. What's happening, gang?
Do all that. Share with a friend. Make sure this message gets out. Because, you know, if you got anybody in business, they going to want to hear this one. They going to want to hear this one. This one going to help them make some money, you know?
Hey, well, let's make some money then, man. What we talking about, big dog?
For sure. We going to talk about the levers of money. The levers of money. So there are levers that you could pull in a business. You know what I'm saying? Like you pull a lever and you remember in Emperor's New Groove, you pull the lever crunk and he goes sliding down. Yeah, it's like that. Except your money is going to flow upwards instead of go down.
I didn't see that, but I'm tracking.
For sure that. So there are 4 levers that you could pull to make money in business.
For sure.
Know? And each one, they could be used by themselves or, you know, together. But the 4, we could just name them first and I'll break them down. You feel me? First one is labor.
Okay.
It's capital. Code, aka software. And then media. So labor is, you know, just the workforce. Like, boom, if I put in some work, if I go do a photo shoot or if I go, you know, hop on the truck, take out some trash or whatever, I'm working, cool. But then I can multiply that. I can go get you know what I'm saying? Here's a camera. You know, go shoot some photos. I'm going to go over here, shoot some photos. We making, instead of $100 an hour, we're now making $200 an hour because we're in 2 different places at one time.
I like that.
For sure.
So it kind of starts off as like sweat equity, right? So it's like I'm doing it by myself at first so I can understand the system, so I can understand the ins and outs. And then once I put enough time into the game,
You duplicate.
You
delegate.
Duplicate and delegate.
Both of them.
Double D.
And we're back on business. So the next one is big C. You feel me? Capital. You know what I'm saying? Cash. Cash is king. So with capital, it's a few things. Like when it comes to a product, you either charge more for it or you sell more of it. You know, or you can do both. And those are like 2 ways you can control your capital. Or you can cut your cost. So like, you know, if it costs me, you know, $5 to make a coffee, whatever, and I sell it for 10, but then I could figure out, you know, a cheaper coffee bean or whatever that still gives me the same quality for $2. Now I make $3 more in profit. So boom, my capital can expand. Also, capital is also buying. So like I can buy another chain, or I could buy someone else's business or invest it and make some money on the residual.
Gotcha.
There's a company called MicroStrategy. They make money off AI data analysis, but the founder believes in Bitcoin a lot. So he takes the profit that he makes from that company
and he put it back in Bitcoin. And Bitcoin hit 100K last year.
Yeah, last year. Yeah, we on a different episode, you feel me? But it went up to 100K, and as Bitcoin rose, his company rose. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like an infinite money glitch with him.
I like that.
Yeah, so that's another way capital goes up with him. The next one would be code, software. That is, you know, pretty much making your job easier. Let's say, boom, I'm getting clientele coming in, they're hitting up my website, and I'm talking to them one-on-one, you know, all right, what day do you want to schedule? All right, bet, let's do this. What package do you want? I'm asking them all these questions. I'm writing it down.
For sure.
Versus having some type of software that's going to ask the questions for me, and that can allowed me to take in more clients because I could talk to more, not because of labor, but because of a software that is just there.
So it's like you're getting away from sweat equity by doing things by yourself, and now you're putting other systems and other people in place.
For sure.
And as you put other systems and other people in place, you make more money because you're able to duplicate it, and now you're creating multiple of yous to go out there and increase your cash flow. You then take that cash flow and you invest it back into different vehicles that are also making more money.
It could be that. I think more so when it comes to software, it's about efficiency. So like,
I like that.
let's go into like wedding photography for me.
For sure.
Boom. I can shoot one wedding, get the photos, go through them, and select them, color them all myself. I know how to do all that. But there's programs that help me. You know what I'm saying? I'll take 2,000 photos, turn them into 1,000 by putting them in the program. Boom. Then I can select from the 1,000. Cool. And then there's a system that knows how I edit. I could give it to that system. It gives it back to me, and it edits for me. And then instead of me working 10 hours on that project, I worked an hour or two, because it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to take down on my time tremendously, which then allows me to get up and go. Like, even while we're sitting here recording this podcast, there's photos getting edited right now. So, but I'm doing this.
That's so powerful, dog.
It sure is.
So
software and code can take you to the moon if you have the right one.
You just took 10 hours and literally cut it down to one so you can maximize your time. Which I want to say, I spoke about this on one of our previous episodes, but we have 4 currencies. You got money, relationships, knowledge, and time. You're literally maximizing because you can create more money, more knowledge, and more relationships, but you can't get no more time. So don't get caught up so much on money, because you can always make more of that stuff, but we always need to be figuring out ways to preserve and increase our time. Well, can't even increase it, but just preserve it.
Or buy time, you know, or again, just put something else in place for us to do something else, because that's how you can multiply yourself.
Indeed.
You know what I mean?
So I like the real-time example that you just provided from a standpoint of, bro, his videos right now getting edited and we shooting this podcast, dropping gems on how I'm saving time.
For sure. Simple as that.
You're literally saving a whole 9 hours. That's a work day.
Yeah.
It's 8 hour shift and lunch.
And that means my hourly rate can go up. It can go, and my time with my friends, my family can go up as well. Like, 'cause it's not just about business, you know. When we spoke on faith, you got to win at the game of life.
Come on.
Life is not about just making money.
That's right.
Like, we're talking about business right now, but life is for the living.
That is.
So the more time you spend on your business, the less time you are actually living. So, you know, you build those systems that allow you to also live.
Come on.
Then the last one is media, you know. Hi, camera.
What good?
You dig what I'm saying? So like media, it allows you to expand and show it to multiple people. We can create this and millions of people can see this. I think we got 1 million subscribers. I don't know, but
I think it's like 1 or 2. I started losing count at like 750,000.
Something like that. Yeah. But like 1 million people could see this off the strength of just the algorithm, the space, social media. But you also have things like ads that you can push out your content or your brand to that helps you grow. And those levers right there are how you could pull on them. You know, you could buy more ads and get more leads. You can hire more people and serve more people, get code to save you some time or money and grow that way. So you just got to figure out what kind of, you know, business you run and see like your analytics and where the majority of your efforts are coming from. Cause like it could go the opposite way as well.
Yeah, it can.
Cause like, let's say labor. I know a manager at a Chick-fil-A, right? And she just got hired there, and she's like, she walked in first day and it was slow, but there was 15 people there. Apparently that's a lot for Chick-fil-A. Whatever it was, it was a lot.
And it was slow.
It was slow, right.
So they ain't bringing in the cash flow to support the amount of laborers that they have their own shift.
Exactly. So just because people was there does not mean money was coming into the store. So boom, like labor needs to get cut down so that profit can be made, or you know, just schedule better time. But
for sure,
so find out, you know, your space for like online products, ads, media. That's all you really need. There's no extra labor because you've built an online product.
For sure.
And you know what I'm saying, you got to put it out. I guess there is labor, there's editing, but then boom, you can outsource that and have your time to just keep recording or keep figuring out how to use media, because those two can then work together.
Absolutely.
So because you use your capital to get you more labor, and that labor was in order for you to get media, so you could push it out and make more capital.
Bro, you know, it's crazy that we're literally having this conversation right now. So I'm in the process of creating a community, a sales community.
For sure.
And it's going to be, and I'm calling it 6 steps to a 6-figure passive residual income.
Okay.
And all the stuff that you just said is what I'm beginning to implement. I was on a call today, man, for probably like 2 hours and a half about, see, I've been doing sales for so long, right? But over like the past couple of years, it's like I began to like grow extremely in sales and build up a nice passive residual income and all of that stuff like that. And I've been able to teach a couple of people who have been successful at it. And I'm just like, you know what? As we transition and like step into this new year, I'm about to open up maybe like 1 or 2 more businesses, but all of the different strategies that I've already put in place with the different companies that I work for or partner with, I'm about to implement this sales system. And
That's
it's
a sale right there.
Huh?
That's a sale right there.
You feel me? It's coming on. It's a half a ticket. Yeah, what else I wish it was though. But literally creating out a system, so all of like the email templates, the email scripts, the trainings, the courses, so taking you step by step. And so it's gonna be a couple of days that I schedule with one of my marketing gurus, where we sit in here and we literally record this stuff, we edit it, we set up automations on this CRM system that I just purchased, and it's going to streamline things to the next level.
Code.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it is ironic because man, like it's exactly that. I feel like that's it's gonna be a new era of this business. I think it's already low key been done, like educators and teachers, but between you and I, like there's skills. So like you have sales skills, I have photography skills. We could both take, or there's a plumber, you know what I'm saying? Don't matter. As long as you got a skill. Yeah. There's people that's going to want to learn that, and you can teach that. And because of media, you can expand it and teach it to whoever wants to learn it around the world.
You need all of it.
And there's a new student born every day. You know, I really be hating that. They said there's a new sucker born every day, but I'm like, it's a new student because someone wants to learn. You know what I'm saying? Wants to learn. So, but the difference between a sucker and a student is the teacher. You know what I'm saying? So you just make sure you're a valuable teacher.
Indeed.
And you know, you're going to have a whole bunch of students.
Absolutely. For
sure. And then the ironic part is you're selling on how to sell. So like if it works, like that's a whole nother product that you have as proof that you know what? Sell.
It's not even if it works, it's when it works. Because I've already done it.
It's a tried and true process.
It's a tried and true process. I've literally I've created the scripts from scratch, not AI. I've done the email templates. I've reached out, like I've studied books, I've studied the system, I went out and done it myself. I've talked to hundreds of property managers, have sent thousands of emails, and it's proof in the pudding. I'm not going to go into my numbers, but I do well, you know, but that's simply because of the systems that have been put in place.
For sure. And, you know, we're in business again. This is business. But, you know, go back to the Bible. It talks about the treasures of the scribes are their mind. So scribes are people that study the Bible. So, of course, in the Bible, they're talking about the word of God. But still studying, like your knowledge is your treasure. It's something you could spread and teach to people and make money off of it. Or at the very least, just give value, because you was teaching people already for the free and it worked for them. So therefore, that's a viable product, or that's a piece of value.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. So back to the levers, though. One last thing before I want to talk about the customers.
For sure.
Another piece on how they connect, just because I thought this one was cool. Like, because I was listening to a man named Jim Rohn. He's
I know who that is.
For sure, millionaire. Motivational speaker, you know, rest in peace, one of the best one to do it. But he talked about keeping the books, as in like tracking your money and doing your own taxes and things of that nature. He spoke about how annoying that was, you know, trying to track it and all that stuff. And then he said, just give it to the bookkeeper. And when you do that, what happens is, like, instead of watching your money, you know, of course still watch your money,
Of
but
course.
instead of you trying to do the taxes on your own, you give it to a CPA. And in this day and age, CPA is connected to your bank account, whether it's through QuickBooks or whatever it is, and they can see your transactions, and those transactions are labeled and categorized automatically for you to then go get the maximum tax savings. So boom, you use labor,
Talking
you
my
use
lingo
the
now.
system, and you got more capital. You save capital on your taxes. So you just gotta formulate the plan for whatever
That's
business
it.
it is that you got.
Come on.
For sure. And then now the bonus ones,
Talk to me. Talk
because
to
there
me.
are other levers that also can affect your customer, I guess, a little bit more in depth with inside the levers. So boom, let's start with the media. So like the media, like when it comes to putting it out there, people want it to be authentic.
Of course.
They want it to be beautiful,
Indeed.
appealing, and some type of connection to it. So when you're putting out stuff like that, you want to make sure it's teaching them, it's educating them, or it's connected to some type of cause for them, like a social cause, because then people will be more connected. You know what I mean? And also that's the job of the rich. In my personal opinion, like, it's philanthropy. So make sure whenever you're an entrepreneur, you got money, it's time for you to give back. And if you want to give back to get people coming in, you know, make sure it's to a good cause. You know what I'm saying? It's not just your shell company that's, you know, hoarding the money.
You know what I'm
mean?
saying?
I think we spoke on this before. It's like efficiency,
Of course.
because we talked about the efficiency with us, but like Amazon, their code is their shopping cart.
They
Like,
so efficient.
it's super efficient. You can hit buy now and boom, like no questions asked.
It's at your door.
It's at your door.
Got 2 boxes over there right now. I ain't even open them yet.
Because of a system. Systems build businesses, man. So, and code and software is that next level. And then savings. So, how you can save money on, you know, your product. You know, you turn out coffee bean from $5 to $3, you make money. But in the same way, if $5 was enough profit for you, you could bring down your cost to $7. So now your profit stays the same, but your volume goes up at the same time.
Come on.
And that's bringing people in from Starbucks to Calvin Maurice coffee.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
There you
so
go.
that's one way you could pull it in. Another thing is risk reduction.
Yeah.
You feel me? So boom, I was looking at a shoe, and the shoe costs about $60. That's
For
cool.
sure.
I'm gonna get it. But if I buy that shoe and I step in some mud, it's over with.
It's over with.
It's over with, man. I gotta get another shoe. $60, cool.
Another 60.
But there's a shoe company, costs $1,200 a shoe, that if that happens to you, they fix it for you. They clean it for you. So it's like,
I ain't mad with that.
I ain't mad at that. That's a risk reduction, but that price goes up because of
That
that.
price way up.
Because your lifetime value goes up. So that company keeps serving.
They gonna always keep fixing shoes.
But you also, if you got money to spend to $100, you probably gonna buy one white, one black. Let me get some brown.
And then you already factoring in the cost of you at least doing 10 fixes.
Something like that.
Something like
It's factored in. Correct.
Yep.
Correct. And then from there, that word of mouth, by the time that 10 comes up, you've sold 10 more off their word of mouth. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, and then the last one being
That's hard.
labor and focus and positioning. So that's figuring out where it is your clients are at and going to them,
Yeah.
making sure that whatever product it is in demand and you go towards it. I think, like, so boom, Blockbuster versus Netflix, that's a popular one, right?
Right.
So Blockbuster had the rentals on deck. You know what I'm saying? They had the physical ones, cool. But Netflix saw an opportunity for online, and they positioned themselves as the online one. And now, you know, you see where those two companies are.
Blockbuster no more.
No more. Netflix going up and investing in that
And
stock.
I think
no
I heard
cap,
a story where Blockbuster had the opportunity.
to buy it. And they was like, nah, that's not going to work, because they didn't see.
They ain't have the vision.
They didn't have the vision, brother. Gotta have the vision.
Got to.
For sure. So if the people pull those 4 levers, man, you know,
It'll be game changing.
game changing.
And what's so wild about everything you just said is that's literally everything that Tim and I do in the valet trash business.
For sure.
Like when you talked about you out there shooting the shots at first, me and Tim was out there picking up trash at first, so we could understand the system of how we needed to have things done or how it works or the flow of it. So then we hired people in. We got about 7, 8, or 9 employees right now. right? And so now the employees will, matter of fact, in another hour and 30 minutes, they'll be clocking in. And we created some code. We got an app where we can see when they clock in. We get an email that says they clocked in. If we don't get that app, we don't get that email.
Well, yeah.
You did what I'm saying. And so that's a check and balance system to, of course, make sure everything is efficient. That's a check and balance system for not only us as the company, but them as the workers, but also for the property and the residents, to make sure that the trash gets picked up and all of that stuff like that. It's so many different check and balance systems that we've implemented through code on our app. We got so many different little things inside the app where we make sure that trash getting picked up. We make sure that you on site. And if you clocking in on that app, it give us the address of where you clocking in at. So you can't just say you clocking in at your crib at 8 o'clock. No, because it's a geo filter that you have to literally be right there on site in order to clock in. You can't complete a pickup. So it's like we got so many different things that's been put in place. And not only that, like when you start talking about efficiency, and you also talked about reducing your profit in order to increase your volume. So I like to think of us as like a high-end luxury valet trash service. But even how our guys dress, I went on, and got us some vests and all of this stuff. The vest look player, I ain't even gonna
That's the aesthetic, and you recorded it, put it out there. That's the media, brother.
You know what I'm saying? So it's just like so many different things that you mentioned. We've implemented it in our valet trash business, and even right before we started recording, Tim gave me a call and he was like, "Hey, did you see the email that came in from this resident?" I just sent him an email to follow up with how he was doing, because whenever we first was getting ready to get started on site, we was getting residents verified on site, and we're getting those residents verified. That's just us going above and beyond for customer service. Because when you start talking about business, not only do you have to provide value, but a lot of value comes in your customer service.
Sure does.
It comes in your communication. It comes in your conversations with not only the property or your client, but also like the derivatives of the client, like the residents or the parents if you happen to see them while you're picking up trash, whatever the case may be.
Who does your client serve?
Exactly. And so Tim sent an email asking, "Hey man, how is everything going with your leg or like your surgery? And how's the service?" The guy said, "Man, the service has been going great right now. We appreciate it. It's a lot better than the last couple of companies that we had."
It's great news.
Exactly. But I've been feeling like this because of my surgery in my leg, blah, 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 blah. And I have a GoFundMe. We're going to likely end up donating to the GoFundMe. But it's just us going above and beyond from a standpoint of...
That's capital.
That's capital.
It's showing love, but it's capital.
Indeed.
For sure.
And so just, all of those different things like that, man. So when you run a business, like you need all four of those levers. You also need to be providing value and literally like pull all of them. Put all of them together. And then you would end up, bro, in less than a year. Like what, last year we was 0 figures a year.
0 figures.
Went from 0 to 6 in less than 11 months.
There you go.
10 months. Pulling them like slot machine.
Yeah. Cash out. For sure.
Yeah.
Well, I want to say, I hope that keeps going well for you, but I know it because you're going to keep pulling, you feel me? On the other one too, you already installing them and you getting them ready to be pulled.
Yeah,
and we're doing the same thing on this side, brother. So,
absolutely.
if you getting ready to pull your levers over there, make sure you hit the like. That's one lever. Hit the comment. That's another lever. Share it with a friend. That's a lever. And go ahead and subscribe to the channel.
Man, like you said earlier, pull all the levers. You know what I'm saying? But hey, if you want to go to that next level in regards to business, pull the levers. And watch how you elevate in your business. Go back, play this video, listen to it twice, listen to it slow, take notes on it. And then if you have any questions in regards to anything that we've said, drop it down in the comment section and we'll go back and forth with you to kind of give you a little bit more detailed direction and instruction on what it is that you need to be doing.
For sure that.
Peace.
Peace.